I say, whoa, now that Chef Mans and them files shot in aka the Toothless Wonder, reporting on the Bamboozled Again News Network, right? So I got a crazy, halfway crazy story for y'all. So you know in the last video, which is crazy in and of itself, because I can only find the particular live stream I did yesterday in one particular area of YouTube, but in my actual YouTube studio and in another spot, it don't exist. So I would say until I figure out what I'm doing as far as the YouTube algorithm and settings and whatnot, uh, if you so choose to donate, please go in the description where my email is and the Cash App link is there, right? I can't seem to find the video, but maybe y'all can say, I don't know. It says I have, I don't know, at this point, maybe over 100 some views, but I can't find it on the actual YouTube page. Whatever. I understand now from previous life experience when mysterious stuff happening, um, the most high's hand is in it, right? But what I'm understanding now, it's not what actually happens. It's actually my mental and spiritual attitude towards what happens. And I believe it is my attitude that is the prerequisite or how I'm viewing these particular situations that don't make no sense as key points on the test that I'm taking, right? To then graduate to the next proverbial level, whether that be spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, whatever, right? So check it out, right? Check the stylistics. So I wake up this morning. Of course, when I get off work, I'm tired, right? So I wake up this morning, start the work week off for Monday. You understand? Uh, Running slightly late, but I get up so early that even if I'm running late, I'm still ahead of time, just in case something like what I'm about to describe take place. So whereas though I put my book bag in the car, heat my coffee, gets my mind right. So I cut around the corner to hop in the driver's side door, of course, and I notice my tire flat. But how's my tire flat? Because Saturday I went back and forth to Baltimore, which is about an hour and a half each way. Sunday had some running around to do, went to the gym, so on and so forth. And when I parked the car about 9 o'clock, I couldn't feel nothing, as far as driving, nothing like that. So I'm like, how's my tire flat? So of course, you know me, the first thing I think of, sabotage, you know what I'm talking about? But then I kind of chuckle to myself, oh well, I ain't got time to deal with it. So I just go back in the house, get my bike, roll to work, and I'll figure out what to do about the car while I'm at work. So then let me get AAA on it, not understanding. And I thought it was weird because typically like if you're payments due or something along those lines, typically they notify you before that. But I guess my membership with AAA had lapsed the 1st of March. You know what I'm saying? But then when I had the people come pick the car up through AAA after the 1st of March, they never brought it up when they towed it and all that. Whatever. So I'm trying to get AAA tire service, whatever. So then I shell out whatever that is for the membership. All right, cool. Now I'm back in AAA. Then I radio for the people, to meet me to change the tire, see what's going on with it, right? So I'm at work at this point, right? So I get an alert or a text message rather. They say they're about 15 minutes away. So I tell them, so it get about 10 minutes. I tell my supervisor I'm shooting the house. I got to meet these tire change people. She's like, all right, cool, boom. Get to the crib, you know what I'm saying? They ain't there yet. I'm like, all right, well, since I'm here, I'll grab me a little something to eat, you know what I mean, while I'm here. Another 10 minutes rolled by. It's got on the app, it's got it marked as they're here, but I'm looking out the window, I don't see nobody. Then maybe another 10 minutes after that, I get another text message saying that the driver's 58 minutes away. Whatever, right? So I trucks it on the bike back to work and then put a message in the app saying if they needed my ID or whatever the case may be and the keys, I'll be at, particular location where I work at, you feel me? Okay, cool, boom. So the driver gets there. Now we're communicating through the telephone because I'm still at work. So he's like, oh, what's wrong? Da da da. He's like, you got a spare. Or what would you want to do? You want us to patch it or you want to put the spare on? Well, of course, if you can patch it, patch it. If not, put the spare on, then eventually I'll go get another tire. So, okay, cool. Boom, he hang up. Boom, all right, cool. I don't know, about 5 minutes rolled past. He called me back and asked me, how long have, uh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at some paperwork. He asked me how long has it been since the car been sitting. I'm like, well, since 9 o'clock last night. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. And the day before that, I drove it to Baltimore and back, which is about an hour and a half away. So I'm like, I'm kind of perplexed as to why he asked me how long the car been sitting. He said because when he did all his tests on the tire, he can't find a leak, and there are no holes, nails, none of that. So he was like, the only thing he was like, we're both mystified at this point. So he like, well, did somebody let the tire out there? I mean, the air out the tire? I don't know why anybody would do that, but I might have some suspicions. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be real. You know what I'm saying? Could be looking real spooky out here sometime, especially after I had such a harmonious and blessed weekend that really charged up the spirit. Then here it is Monday morning. Here we go with the mysterious stuff that don't make no sense. But I ain't stunting. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? So when I came back home, the tire back straight. Okay, whatever. But I'm more inclined, as much as I'm mindful to whatever situation transpires. And I'll be honest though, sometimes I do be like, and I used to do this earlier on in my treatment journey, right? Whereas though I'd be like, I think I can make it, so long as X, Y, Z don't happen. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that may particularly be. You know what I'm saying? But I understand I don't have no control of what happened. You know what I'm saying? So I might well just be alright with it, and like I did today, not to get all bent out of shape by you know what I'm saying, and just go back to work and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I just figured it out, and I didn't have to shower for a tire, but I did think that was mysterious though. But I think the Most High don't tempt us, but I know He do try us. You know what I'm saying? And I think He looking at my attitude because I told y'all here got not an issue, but I so desire to create this life. Realize when I put full responsibility on me and the things I did, right, and stop blaming other people and all that. Um, I took responsibility for stuff I didn't even know at the time because I don't want to play victim. You know what I'm saying? I don't. As a man, I understand. Now I can go in my secret chambers and prayer, but I can't be in any situation that I'm not trying to attempt to effectively solve. Because if I don't go to war with the problem is going to impose itself on me and chip away at confidence, self value, what I mean, masculinity, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So again, and then it's like I'm passing tests because I'm passing tests, the prerequisite test. You know what I'm saying? So the last 2 years have been uncertain. But can't nobody say it. Not because I'm perpetrating a fraud or pump faking when I go around people. It's just I've lived an uncertain life for so long. It just works out. It may not work out my time, but it always work out however it work out. So I can keep working it out if that make any sense. So I'm in this space, especially after Saturday, where I ain't really stunting nothing. And then I was, I got the sole custody hearing Friday, right? I got all my evidence. Probably Wednesday night, Thursday night, I'll section it off into different subsections. So when they call on about this, I ain't got to fumble around with paper. Up there, bing, bing. I knew they were gonna ask me about that. Bing, you know what I'm saying? But of course, I want a favorable outcome. But let's say hypothetically, I don't get a favorable outcome, because again, it's these people court system, and we're kind. It seems like we're in like a neo feudal judicial system where the rule of law, is selectively enforced depending on who you are and who you know and where you at in society or whatever the case may be. So I ain't even stunting the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the war or the battle is not mine, is the Most High's, right? But I'm still required to show up on the battlefield prepared, such as the ant prepares in the summer for the winter. It just don't start, get that first cool breeze like, oh, let me gather whatever I gather as an ant. They do all that in the season beforehand. No different than I buy summer clothes in the winter and vice versa because they be cheaper. So it's not like, oh, here come the first frost and now I gotta buy a jacket. I've been had a jacket on tuck because I knew winter was coming anyway. You know what I'm saying? Or you know how you pay if you don't pay a bill right before it's due, you make provisions to prepare the bill before it's due. Or if you having a baby, you just don't buy a crib soon as the baby come on earth. You do all that beforehand. If you're operating in any semblance of foresight and just due diligence. I don't think I've used that word in a while. You know what I'm saying? But to be told, I ain't stunting nothing. I fell out of, with and I'll segue here and there, but this stuff is looking real illusion. Now it's real. Don't get me wrong. Like if somebody punch you, you'll really feel it. But the fear not man and fear that which can separate. I'm paraphrasing, the body and the soul. Like I'm not stunting nobody, because now I'm starting to see people in whatever program or spirit, if you want to label it that way, that has imposed itself on people. Like I've noticed with the institutionalized spirit comes hyper masculine alternative stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I look at the Christianized church, that comes with the spirit of traditions of men and a box of a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I go on, and I try to critique this more so in the Negro community. Um, I'm readily able to discern, identify um, the Jezebel spirit, if we want to call it that. The independent, the I don't need nobody till I need you. Then you gotta be. They all operate in the same way, shape, fashion, and form. So really, all I be saying is the same spirit inhabiting a different face. You know what I'm saying? And then there are, the few and far time between that be very instrumental to me or very uplifting to the kid, right? Where I'll go, like I did Saturday, and then I'll see the fruits of the spirit. You know what I'm saying? I'll see, meekness, which I understand to be strength under control. I'll see wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I'll see that spirit. I'll see the spirit of helps and uh, the spirit of service. You know what I'm saying? Um, the spirit of resilience. You know what I mean? And I think that's what because it was like, it was pinging off my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like our spirits were pinging off each other. Where more oftentimes than not for me in society, it seemed like I got the magneto force field up because there's so many spirits coming at you, so many these human wisdoms and intellect that make no practical sense. It sounds great when you said it, but when I did the math on paper, it don't amount to a hill of beans. You know what I'm saying? Always bombarding us with, ever constantly financial this, geopolitical this, economic this, religious this, spiritually this. Even in the space where we're in now, where it's very hard to tell, you know, sugar from salt, the wheat from the tares. You know what I'm saying? Unless I feel like I'm in your presence. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that was just like a little short video about, and really I'm gonna try to, end this with, okay, Calvin, what did you learn? Keep on keeping on. No matter what, keep on keeping on. What else you gonna do? And it seemed like when I'm all out of options, there come the breakthrough. And not just, let's say, financially. Here come the breakthrough, whereas though I came some new mental epiphany, you know what I'm saying, that helps me navigate in the future. Or or I build some more resilience to combat the things that are pushing against me now. You know what I'm saying? No different than lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? Um, Somebody might see me bench press 225, like, oh, you strong. And maybe in comparison or relatively speaking. But what you don't realize is the fact that I started out at 135 and I've been doing it for a while, to where it's the same amount of weight, but I've just been pushing it so long, I've just gotten stronger as I've done it repetitively. So this is just a little segue. Just stay strong out there. I know it's easier said than done. Um, I'm trying to figure out how I made this far. How I ain't lost my mind yet. Not just read. I'm talking about way in the past. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, things of that nature. But somehow or another, I've been able to stick to the script, stick to the straight and narrow, because I have no desire to deviate. There's nothing tempting in the world to me other than my own desires. You know what I'm saying? Or my own thought kind of like. So now I'm in this space where as though it's my goals, dreams are noble, right? They would be, kingdom based and oriented. But technically, I would be kind of going ahead of the general. Like, okay, say we in a war. I ain't got my war orders yet, but I'm a decent warrior. So I see we can take the land like this. And I just want to go do it instead of going through the chain of command. So technically, you are right, and you assessed it is correct, but you're actually being insubordinate because you didn't go through the proper chain of command. Because yeah, we can take it, but what you don't see is there's something else on the other side of that. You see what I'm saying? I'm just so eager to do good that sometimes it takes away, how would I word it? The submission. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where I'm being tested at now. Because, like I said, I got great ideas. I got functional, practical ideas. But will you even submit that and trust me in my time? And I'll let you do it, or I'll empower you and anoint you to do it. But you can't do it under your own will. And then what'll happen is, if you do it and successful at it, you won't be asking me what to do because now you think you, or as the words say, there are ways that seem right to a man, but in the end lead to destruction. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for y'all. Happy Monday, everybody. Y'all stay up, cover your six. You know how I do it. Ooh, ah.